Hey friends, in today's video, I'm going to take you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to make this You and Me Valentine's Day sign, all from Dollar Tree materials, so stay tuned. Hey friends, for today's DIY, I was actually looking for some inspiration for my Valentine's Day decor, and I came across this beautiful image over on Pinterest, this You and Me sign, and I just knew I had to recreate it. So I went to my Dollar Tree. Everything I got, I'm going to be listing in the description for you guys so that you guys can make your own. One of the first things I got was this wood panel. It was $3 and it's the 11 by 14. So if you're gonna make the same one, that's the one I suggest for you guys to get. I'm also going to be using this white acrylic paint that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. Now I had it from a previous project, but like I said before, everything that I used, I'm going to be listing in the description of this video for you guys. I started off painting it with this small brush that I had picked up from the Dollar Tree, but honestly, it was just taking forever to paint with it. So I ended up switching midway over to some sponge brushes that I also had picked up from the Dollar Tree. And I actually like it because they come in a set of 5, so I was able to use it for the rest of the project as well. I actually love how it applied with the sponge brushes, and it did not come out too heavy, and I didn't have to use a lot of paint to get a good coverage on it. I honestly thought I was going to be going in for a second coat with this paint, but once I let it dry down, I thought it looked very pretty and beautiful, so I just left it with one coat. I used one of the smaller sponge brushes to kind of get into the corners and to do the edge around. You could definitely use the bigger one, but since I had several of them, I just went in with the smaller sponge brush. Once you're finished painting, you're going to want to go ahead and set it outside so that it can fully dry. And what I love about this is that even though it's multiple things that you are painting, you can always go and work on the next part of this project while everything is drying up. Alright, so for this next part, I just laid down some paper so that I won't stain my counters, but I had picked up these 3 beautiful wood-shaped hearts from the Dollar Tree. I thought they went perfect with our project, and I made sure obviously that they fit the panel before buying them. I'm going to be using the same acrylic paint that I used in white, but this one is in cranberry. I had it left over from a different project, so I just ended up using it for this one. And I honestly think it turned out so beautiful with this cranberry color as well. I did not check to see if they have red, but if they do, you could also use red. If not, the cranberry worked just fine. So I ended up just doing one coat of paint on these hearts. I loved the fact that once they dried down, you could see a little bit of that grain coming through. The red does dry down a little bit darker than the red that you are seeing right now, but I think it came out so beautiful. You guys let me know in the comments. Once you finish painting these, you're going to go ahead and set them aside. Also remember too, you don't have to worry about painting the back of these because no one's going to see them. It's going to be hot glued to the board. Alright, so for the Scrabble pieces, the Dollar Tree does not have Scrabble in case anybody's wondering. So I had to kind of get creative on how I was going to make them, and I ended up finding this cute little box. I thought I was going to have to use some type of tool to kind of pry it off, but they ended up just popping right out, which made the job even simpler. Once I had all of the pieces laid out, then I took my ruler and I kind of measured what that width was. Since we're trying to do a square, you want to make sure that the width and the length are the same. So once you have all of that figured out, you're going to go ahead and just lightly mark it with a pencil. And I ended up using a flathead screwdriver. I hope I'm saying that right, but I ended up using that flathead and just kind of very gently just tapping it. You could honestly use just something that is sharp. I had this flathead around, so I just ended up using that. Once I cut them up, I went in with my scissor just very gently on the edges just to make sure that everything was nice and flush and there was no sharp edges, just kind of cleaning up after I cut them. Out of everything, guys, this is probably going to be the most tedious part of it, so bear with me, but we're almost there. You're going to want to grab your tiles and very gently with your pencil outline the letters. You want to do it with pencil in case you make any errors. You can easily erase and then redraw it. Remember that every Scrabble piece also has a number right next to it, so you're just going to want to go ahead and do that as well. I ended up doing this for all of my pieces, and then once I was done, I went in with a sharp tip Sharpie or marker, whatever you have on hand, just to kind of trace over it to make it darker. So you're going to want to do this for every one of the pieces that you have. All right, once you have your pieces done, you're gonna want to get your hot glue gun. Y'all, I got this cordless Freedom to Create one for Christmas, and game changer. So grab your hot glue gun, grab your board, grab your hearts, and we're gonna start gluing. You're gonna want to make sure that you put plenty of hot glue in the back, but also work fast because it does dry quick. And also too, just so that you know, if you're gonna buy these hearts and the frame, I ended up placing the heart right at the very top. It actually touches the very top of the frame, and the bottom one also touches the bottom. So you kind of want to place it beforehand just to make sure you know where you're going to be placing it once it has the hot glue. You're going to do this for all of them. Also too, in the original picture, there was the love writing in the back, and initially I was going to do it, but I loved how it looked. I loved how fresh and clean it looked without the writing in the back, so I ended up leaving it like this. You guys let me know if you guys like it as well. I didn't want the writing in the back to kind of overpower the hearts and just the simplicity of it. So I loved how it turned out. You guys let me know. Once you finish placing all of the hearts, it does dry down super quick, as you can see here. You can go ahead and start with the next part. I started off by placing the pieces first on the hearts. I wanted to make sure that placement was correct and that I had the letters that I needed. You can move things around while you're at it. You just want to make sure that you have it positioned how you want to before you glue it down, and then you're not going to be able to move them. So once you know how you want it to look, then you can go ahead and add the hot glue. I ended up just adding a little dab of hot glue in the back, and it was perfect for this. Then you're going to go ahead and set it down. You even have a second or two to kind of move them around if you need to, so definitely don't overuse the hot glue. That way, in case you do need to move it around and wiggle it, nothing comes out from the sides. All right, and lastly, we're gonna grab that black and white gingham ribbon. I picked this one up at the Dollar Tree. It was perfect for this project, and I thought it matched pretty much the one that I saw on the picture. So what I did was I grabbed my ruler, cut out a piece first to kind of determine what size I was gonna be using. I ended up using 10.5 inches, which was perfect. So if you're gonna use the same hearts, that's the number that you wanna stick with. Cut out 2 other pieces so that you have them ready to go. And then how I did my ribbons, I just ended up looping them like this and pinching them in the middle, which I thought was super easy. And it looked really cute. So I had some leftover twine that I ended up looping to hold them in the middle. And you can also pick some up at the Dollar Tree if you need to. If not, you can even use the ribbon to put in the middle, is fine as well. I put some hot glue in the back, and then I just gently pressed it at the very top of the heart and ended up doing this for the rest of the heart. And that's it, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys did, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys end up recreating this and making it your own. I post videos every week on our family and country life and DIYs whenever I find them. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in my next one.